I can safely say, everybody, a few videos in, I have not yet made a clickbait title. So cool. Good for me, I guess. Anyway, it's another video essay since all they require is background gameplay and hot takes, and boy do I have a lot of those two things. Today's topic is kind of a weird one. Is Titanfall 2 a good game? Specifically, does it have a good multiplayer? No, the answer is no. I'll get to it. I'm not going to be talking about the campaign because I found the campaign to be perfectly enjoyable and most people think it's a gift from the sky god, so I'm not going to touch it. So, where do we begin? I think we begin by defining some criteria of what makes a good game and then address each point one at a time. So, let's say a good game has solid core mechanics, a balanced meta, a good community, new regular releases and variety, and few glitches. No, these criteria are really only picked to work for multiplayer FPS games, but I think they encompass the gist of what we're looking for pretty well. So, good core mechanics. 10 out of 10. Billion out of 10. Smiling cat face out of rainbow. This game has arguably the best core mechanics of a modern FPS game, and maybe of any AAA title in the last few years. Move fast, shoot while moving, all while an entirely different scale of Titan gameplay is going on around you. The ideals of this game are incredible, and it at the very least delivers on the big robots go boom and very speedy drugged out humans flying across the map stuff. Next, a balanced meta. Sorry. What I meant to say was garbage, trash, horrendous. This game has so many balancing issues, it is actually laughable. Haha! That laugh was to illustrate my point. First, let's start with the fact that every single player you talk to will think at least 5 different weapons need major nerfs. There is a boost that gives you a gun that aims for you, a tactical that makes campers do more damage, and guns with laughably ridiculous stats. Haha! Again, illustrating my point. I think the pilot gameplay in this game is horribly balanced, and it has spawned an incredibly toxic hate culture around weapons and tacticals. People even hate on freaking ordnances. I've seen frags, arcs, drafts, and satchels all get called sweaty and unfair. I don't play Titans, but I have somehow still managed to see every single one of the Titans in this game get hated on. Like, how is that even possible that people hate on every single one? Some people hate Ion because it's too easy. Some people hate North Star because it's too hard to counter. People hate Legion for being aimbot. People hate Monarch for being immortal. People hate Tone for being campy. People hate Ronin for being too easy to use when killing pilots. And people inexplicably hate Scorch for being too oppressive in pilot scenarios and being too hard to play against Titans. Okay. So, the Titans in this game are screwed. Also, the Titan versus pilot gameplay dynamic is horrible. It's just the worst. It is impossible to fight Titans as a pilot effectively, and all of the anti-Titan options feel insignificant. While pilots feel sometimes impossible to kill as a Titan and make fights feel way more complicated, like you have all these dangerous flies that are impossible to kill circling over your head. So balancing in this game doesn't really exist. Good community. 7 out of 10. Some people in this community are awesome, and most of the streamers are lit. I've had so much fun getting to see all of the awesome people and personalities in Titanfall 2. Without them, I would have 100% stopped playing. I really owe most of my enjoyment to the awesome people I've met on Twitch. But the actual gamers suck way more often than not. This community hates on everyone and it hates on everything. We can't stand sweats. We can't stand chill players. We hate Carr. We think Kraber's overdone. We think Titan mains are tryhards. We think pilot mains have no brains. It is amazing how a community this tight-knit can always be at each other's throats about everything. Before we get to the big one, let's talk about glitchiness. I've seen worse. The servers aren't amazing, but most people's home servers are fine if they can find matches. Of course, using servers a continent away will go poorly, but I don't have a lot of technical complaints about this game. Finally, new releases and variety. First off, I just want to say that this game is strikingly incomplete. First, many of the community's favorite maps, like Glitch, weren't in the original game and were part of DLCs. Before the DLCs, most of the maps, and weapons for that matter, were just layovers from Titanfall 1. Also, there is literally coded in content that we don't even get to have in the multiplayer. If you can, try to explain to me why we shouldn't have a Brute Titan in multiplayer, because I honestly can't fathom why not if they already had the freaking gun programmed. Most of this game is just Titanfall 1 with some source engine tweaks, and after 2017, we literally haven't gotten any new releases from Respawn. One of the reasons the balancing bugs me so bad is that we know it will never get fixed. We won't even have another round of nerfs or buffs. Every piece of interest, every piece of fun, every piece of community we make in this game has to be our own doing, has to be our own work, and not the work of the devs, whose job it is to actually do this stuff. And that freaking sucks. So, in conclusion, Titanfall is not a good game. It is terribly balanced, is sadly populated by toxic gamer bros, and feels largely incomplete. But while I can't call it good, I can call it fun as hell. It is a groundbreaking concept that we all play because the core concepts are so smooth. Because those core concepts are incredible, don't get me wrong. I have never played a game that just makes you feel as good at gaming as in Titanfall. And even though I hate the dude bro toxic gamers and the terribly balanced meta and the incomplete game, that doesn't detract from the incredible other sides of the community that have fostered this game and keep it alive and well even when its parent company has abandoned it. And even if it does feel incomplete, what we have in front of us is still the best game of maybe the last 5 years. So, is Titanfall good? No. Is it still the best? Absolutely. So, that was a hot take and a half. Thank you so much for watching! If you want more of my hot takes or just want to type aggressively at me about how this opinion piece is wrong and I should burn in hell for eternity for daring to think that this game is anything less than the invention of sliced bread and the wheel, well, you can reach out and find me on my Twitch, link in description. If you somehow managed to like this video, please feel free to do all the YouTube things that I don't want to say them to you guys. It's so condescending. I don't want to say them to you all. Anyways, take care and stay impatient, everyone.